Hello, man here. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 22 on Stitzer, Wisconsin here. And who's ready for Farming Simulator 25? Because if I'm not mistaken, I think I've done the numbers right here. And this is either the last episode or might be one more episode yet. I think this is the last episode if I'm looking at my numbers here correctly. I'm like 2 days ahead on recording here. So, like I said, this might potentially be the very final episode I'm going to record here in Farming Simulator 22, or either that, there might be one more yet. We'll see once here, but possibly having the last and final episode here in Farming Simulator 22. Wow. 3 years later, and we're finally, moving on to the next version of Farming Simulator 25 here again. So who's ready for Farming Simulator 25? Well, I guess we'll hopefully find out. That should be hopefully tomorrow's episode, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken. So, bear with me too. Still stuffed up from the head cold here that I've had for like the last 2 weeks. That one's one of those head colds that does not want to go away. I know a couple other members of my family have had it as well. They had it here a few weeks ago. At least we're just assuming. Everyone, same head cold my family had earlier, and for them, it was like a good 2 weeks before it finally started clearing up. Just one of those nasty colds, Evan. But oh well. It would be nice if it would just get done with it. But oh well. Speaking of being done with it, again, done with Farming Simulator 22, right? Anyway, before wrapping up Farming Simulator 22, Evan, we are starting on the corn harvest here. Figure we'll start on our. What I didn't realize was it looks like our one and only cornfield here I planted. Apparently, I somehow managed to plant 3 fields of chopping corn. I don't know why I did that. I think my plan is only to plant 1 and then have the rest all as, the Pioneer corn here, not the Pioneer brown midrib corn. But, oh well. Apparently I planted 3 fields of Pioneer brown midrib, and I only planted 1 field of Pioneer corn. Which is, we're working on harvesting the Pioneer corn here on this episode. Got the Gleaner L3 out here today. Again, we do have a corn header here for our New Holland Combine, but the New Holland Combine, there's something wrong with it. It does not work well with corn. Just something's not right, and I think it's got everything to do with the header. I think it's the header at fault, but oh well. The Gleaner here seems to work, so we are going to make use of the Gleaner here this episode for again, potentially our last and final harvest here in Farming Simulator 22. Owen, seems like a good way to end the series, end the game, end Farming Simulator 22. Nothing like a good old corn harvest, right, Evan? Also looks like I need to do some baling here as well. Well, that'll probably stay there for the rest of eternity. And the reason I say eternity, Evan, is, well, I guess it depends on whether or not the save game gets deleted or not. But presuming the save game is still around, everyone, well, that field will still be there. For those of you who wondered, by the way, no, I do not typically keep old versions of Farming Simulator installed. So more than likely here, everyone, once we get Farming Simulator 25 set up and going, I will probably be removing Farming Simulator 22. I will probably be keeping the save games, and I don't know if I'll keep the mods or not. That's probably up for debate. Let's face it, these games nowadays, Evan, they take up a significant amount of disk space. I've never actually checked how many. Actually, you know what? I can tab out of the game. Okay, we're going to go check. Let me look how many gigabytes worth of mods I have right now, everyone. Let's see. Games, Farming Simulator 22, mods. We currently have. Oh, is it not going to give me a size? Really? Probably because they're in a zip. Oh, actually not as bad as I thought, everyone. I currently have 24 gigabytes worth of mods. I know, that's it, right? I only have 24 gigabytes. Oh, you know what? Because I don't have any other maps in the folder at the moment. I bet you if I moved all the maps back into my mod folder, that would probably be a couple more gigs. Because again, usually maps are what really take up the space. Unless, of course, you got lots of trucks. Trucks tend to take up space too, but that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother time, and for, well, frankly, at this point, a whole nother game. Like I said, still trying to cough up all the congestion, blow all the congestion out. No fun. No fun being sick. Especially when you got a head cold like this. I mean, that just lasts and lasts and lasts and lasts. And unfortunately, too, my wife has it as well as my daughter. She has it as well. She, unfortunately, is only like 2 months old. Yeah, she's only 2 months old. So her getting sick has definitely been no fun. But oh well. We're making it through it. Sort of. Combine is full. Well, looks like there's a nice open spot here for me to park some wagons right here. I've got the gravity wagons over by the field oven. They're up on the opposite corner here, though. And yeah, like I said, that looks like a nice open spot there to pull some wagons over to. Got the John Deere 5020 here on these gravity wagons. I really should probably switch our gravity wagons around, everyone. I've got the large gravity wagons over on the soybean field there. Those are the large double-door wagons. These are just the Parker 2500s. I know, usually little puny wagons, right? But, yeah, probably really should have the big wagons on the corn, have the small wagons on the soybeans, right? That would make the most sense. But since when did we ever make sense on here? Hey, folks, like our hood that's slowly losing paint. At least it's not dirty at the moment. Pretty sure I probably show... Wow, that's interesting. Okay. Gravity, huh? Apparently gravity and cleaner combines aren't a thing. But as I was about to say that before getting interrupted by gravity. Yeah, for those of you who've seen this hood turn dirty before, it turns completely dirty. And not only does it turn completely dirty, it looks like it completely loses all its paint as well. It's not quite there yet for... What are we at? Damage. What, 1.6? That can't be right. Oh, it says 1.6. That does not seem right. But okay, well, whatever. That's what it says. Damage on the harvester, 3.3. Oh, that is a good reminder of it. I mean, I know we're wrapping up Farming Simulator 22, but I would bet that Giants will probably continue this bad practice into Farming Simulator 25. And that is, you want to make sure you keep your combine repaired. Otherwise, you will lose significant yield on your crops. I don't remember. I think it was like 40% again, right? I'd have to go look at the numbers again. I've got a whole video on that whole topic there. Seems like that'll be a good topic to maybe test in Farming Simulator 25 as well, just to see what the damage percentage equals when it comes to a yield loss. Like I said, back in well, I might as well say back in Farming Simulator 22, right? Even though we're still in 22 here as of this video. But yeah, back in Farming Simulator 22 days there, it was a 40% loss if your combine was completely worn out. So definitely want to keep your combine and headers repaired. Gotta love the what I presume are fuel tanks just parked right on the back on the top there. This used to kind of be like the classic look for the combines back in the day, right? Kind of this general shape. But most of your combines nowadays really don't have quite this shape anymore. They tend to be a little more, what do you call it, boxy looking. Maybe not quite as boxy as the Gleaners, everyone. Some of the newer Gleaners there. Again, the newer Gleaners, they are very unique on their shape. Except, I guess maybe the newest Gleaners, they kind of gone back maybe a little bit to the No, not really either. The newer, even the newer gleaners, I would say, are still a bit different looking than, say, some of the other combines. One of the reasons from that, from my understanding, is the Gleaner Combine, the rotor is actually the opposite direction of most combines. Now, I don't believe that's the case here on this combine. I'm assuming on this particular combine, it is running between the axles like it does on most normal combines nowadays. But on the newer Gleaner combines, it actually runs in parallel with the axles as opposed to perpendicular to the axles. I know you folks thought we were going to get away from math here this video, right? Going to get into the geometry of things. Seems like we're making pretty good progress now here on the field here, though, so that's good. And a reminder while we're going around the field, if you haven't already, click that subscribe button. Don't forget to do so. Always very much appreciated. Of course, as always, too, if you like the video, well, click the old thumbs up icon there. And, of course, make sure you stay tuned here for Farming Simulator 25 coming out here. Got a couple more days to go as of the time I'm recording this exact video here, but okay, and we're back. Had to answer a phone call there a minute. Yeah, it is the wife everyone's saying. I figure I better answer that one, right? Yep, but better answer that one. Okay, anyway, back to harvesting corn here. I forget what we were saying here before we got interrupted by the phone call, but let's see, what kind of yield are we looking at here? 206.7 bushels here, according to the game. I think we've kind of established, though, I'm not sure how accurate that number is, Evan, because harvesting the soybean field there, seems like we should be getting a different yield on that soybean field than we were our previous soybean field here from a couple episodes back. But that's not the case. It is the same yield, which I don't know, doesn't seem quite right to me. But look at that, we're fully going. And look what's just in front of us. Perfect. We're just going to do it the old school way here. We're going to go... shut off? No, I guess it did. Okay. Let's off here so we'll go a little faster. We are just going to drive to our gravity wagons. I know for some of you folks, you might find that hard to believe, but that's how it was back in the day, and still is for some farms, Evan. Your smaller farms that are maybe still using gravity wagons like this don't have a grain cart. The combine typically drives to whatever it's unloading into. You don't drive whatever's doing the unloading to the combine. It's the opposite way around. And of course, as we discussed here, that was a couple episodes back, Evan. That is one of the reasons why a lot of farmers, at least the bigger farmers, Evan, run grain carts. Just improves the efficiency of the combine. And at least on your larger farms, keeping that combine moving sometimes is crucial, especially in the fall time here, where sometimes the number of days you can harvest can be somewhat limited. Now, I know this year, at least around where I live, and I know seems like a lot of the other farmers here as well, it has been a phenomenal year for being able to harvest. Phenomenal yields might be a different story, but the actual harvest time period has been pretty phenomenal. It has been incredibly dry. Just been a really good harvest season, it seems like, for a lot of farmers. Again, maybe not necessarily yield-wise per se, Evan, but at least weather-wise, it has been really good. I know that same thing around where I live as well, Evan. The weather has been basically about as good as you can get as far as harvest weather goes. It has been relatively warm for the most part. That is starting to change now here at this point, but for the most part, it's been relatively warm. It has been dry. Again, it has been a little bit wet here this past week, but at this point, a lot of the farmers have managed to get a lot of the corn off. Now, there's still farmers harvesting yet, of course, but it seems like you always have the few farmers that like to wait till right to the last second before they're like, okay, time to harvest. I know I'm sure there's probably some temptation this year as well, with it being as dry as what it is. Waiting for the crops to just dry down in the field. The only problem with that, Evan, of course, is you never know. When's the weather going to change? That weather could change, and, well, you went from waiting for your crops to dry down in the field to now you're not able to harvest them because, well, the field conditions are just too poor. Now you either have to wait or potentially wait till wintertime. I know, again, I think I was mentioning this here in the last video. We actually had that scenario kind of last year. Just there was a lot of fields where farmers just had to wait for the ground to freeze before they were actually able to get in and harvest some of the areas. I know there's a particularly bad field. Oh, I don't know, maybe a mile and a half, 2 miles down the road from where I live. I've one large section of the field there. We got so much rain, it just flooded right out. Farmer tried to harvest it, but yeah, they did not make it very far, shall we say. They had to wait for winter time, and even then, everyone is still the amount of water on the field. I don't remember if they were even able to get it all then yet or not. I think they did finally, but like I said again, they had to wait for basically snow and winter and freezing weather and frozen ground before they were finally able to get back into that field. And yeah, that story was pretty much repeated across a lot of different fields where just certain areas, it was so wet that you couldn't harvest it. And when I say wet, I'm not necessarily talking that, the crop itself was too wet. The ground was so wet, the combine just sank. Kind of another one of the benefits there of grain carts as well. If you're a bit of a wetter condition out in the field, using the grain carts, having to go keep the combines a little bit more unloaded, keep the weight on the combine down a little bit. A little less chance of getting stuck there, hopefully. That is, of course, until you get the combine, or that is until you get the grain cart stuck, which, yeah, that's typically never a good thing if you get the grain cart stuck, at least if it's loaded in any sort of way. Grain carts tend to be a little on the heavy side, at least the larger ones anyway. And at least at this point, as far as I know, when the 2,500 bushel grain cart's about as big as it gets. I'm not sure if anyone else has made a bigger one yet. Yeah, I'm sure just give it a couple more years, Evan. I'm sure someone will have a 3,000 bushel grain cart. I'm sure it's coming, Evan. But as of right now, as far as I know, like 2,500 bushels is about as big as it gets when it comes to grain carts. Look at that, filled up not quite the same spot, but keep going backwards just a little bit every time, it seems like. Looks like our gravity wagons for soybeans are full. Also, what is up with that weird dust pattern there? Huh. Never noticed that before. Yeah, okay. That's kind of strange. Let's see. Do we need to get that unloaded? Yeah, we probably should get that unloaded here a minute. Well, seems like we're doing pretty good. Ooh. Sliding around here. Apparently there's some weight there. Who would have guessed? Get this unloaded in our silos here a minute. Hopefully our augers and belts are still in place. Seems like they are kind of moving and sliding around here a little bit. So at some point I expect we'll probably have some troubles with it. I think that's a beet crop across the road from us there. Not that I have any sort of way of harvesting said crop, nor do we own that field for that matter, but hey, money-wise, Evan, we're ending this series pretty good here, I would say. We are currently sitting at $1.6 million. I did debate about purchasing some more farmland, Evan, but I knew we'd be getting close to Farming Simulator 25 here, so it's like, it just doesn't feel like there's any need to purchase more farmland at this point. I mean, we would have just gotten stuck doing more planting, which nothing necessarily wrong with planting, but I kind of wanted to make it to harvest time here before Farming Simulator 25 came out, which, hey, we managed to make it that far, right? We won't complete our harvest here, unfortunately, I don't think, but we actually won't have a whole lot left, other than maybe the chopping corn. I mean, again, that's might have accidentally planted 3 fields of that. Still trying to figure out how I did that, because I don't think that was my plan here. I was planning on, probably because I planted it while I was in the middle of being sick, so probably what happened there. Okay, next one. I was going to say, well, it's fun that it lagged on me there while I'm trying to line up with the belt here. Autosave. Wonder if Giants will improve the autosave ability in Farming Simulator 25 at all. Or are we still going to have a mod to fix that? I am running the autosave mod, for those of you wondering, by the way. I've got it set to autosave every 15 minutes. Which, for those of you who maybe don't know, you're like, well, there's an autosave in the game as well, right? If you go down to, I'm not sure which one it's on here again. Must be the other one here. No, not this one either. Oh, yeah, there it is. Autosave interval every 15 minutes. Well, what do you need a mod for that for then? Well, and that's because the autosave that is built in the game only works if you go into the menu system. So unless you go into the menu system every 15 minutes, guess what? Autosave doesn't work. I'll refrain from making any further comments on that one. I think you folks know my thoughts on that, so we'll leave it at that. Okay, back to the soybean field. Hopefully we can make it back before the combine fills up here. Probably should have been paying a little bit closer attention to that. I didn't realize we would fill these wagons up that quickly on that field there. Yeah, if we don't make it back before the combine fills up, I mean, the combine's going to stop on us, and we'll have to go manually unload it. And I know, it sounds like so much work, doesn't it? It's terrible. Oh, I think he's full. Yep. Don't think we made it back in time. Oh, well. That just looks like way too much work. Yeah, I don't think, if I pull up to the field here, I don't think Courseplay is going to recognize there's now a trailer to unload into, I don't think. Pretty sure, like I said, once Courseplay stops like that, but I think you have to go manually unload him, because he doesn't, like, continue to search for a spot to unload into once he's full and stopped. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Okay. Oh, you're almost done with the field here. Let's unload it here a minute. And a reminder here, by the way, if you haven't clicked the subscribe button, don't forget to do so. Always very much appreciated. Of course, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up there as well if you like the video. And, of course, can't forget them. Make sure you stay tuned for Farming Simulator 25. That is, again, if I got my dates right, I believe that starts tomorrow, I think. Either that, I am still off by a day. I haven't taken the time to, like, precisely look at the calendar. I'm not just doing the math in my head. I believe that starts tomorrow. If not, apologies, Evan. It starts another day yet. Or maybe you folks will never see this episode, and I've got one too many farming. Well, if that happens, then I'll just probably upload this video regardless, but okay, we'll get this combine unloaded. We'll get back to where it needs to be. Don't forget to, if you'd like to follow me on the rest of my social media accounts, you can find that information down below in the description there. Also, if you'd like to catch some more RDAllen content, in particular RDAllen content that is live, you can follow that, or find that, find that over on Twitch, RDAllen on Twitch. Like I said, Farming Sim at 25, maybe we'll even have to do a little live streaming on YouTube. Okay. Back from whence we came. As I said again, this particular combine has problems with the corn head and doing corn, everyone. So that's why I'm keeping this combine over on soybeans, and why we've got the gleaner over there on corn. Also, per you folks in the comments here, I don't remember if I read this comment or not, but per you folks in the comments, you folks are telling me that the gleaner combine can actually run an 8-row head on that combine. Seems like a little bit too big of a head for that combine there, if you ask me, but that is what you folks told me, so we're going with it. Mind you, we're just going to stick with the 6-row we have for now, but I mean, maybe to continue playing this series, I might consider actually like looking at getting a larger head, but again, there's this thing we keep talking about that's going to be happening to everyone, so. Oh, I'm telling you, folks, the amount of congestion and nasal, yeah. Cold suck. I can tell my voice is nowhere near 100% yet either. I don't know if that comes across on the mic or not, but yeah, I imagine you folks can probably still hear it yet as well. I'm definitely still stuffed up and congested, and sucks, but oh well. And trying to get work done in the house yet here as well, but that hasn't really happened here pretty much for the last 2 weeks. I mean, there really has not been much work done in the house in the last 2 weeks, which really sucks because, yeah, really close to being able to wrap it up for those of you following along in that video series there, which, by the way, that will be picking up here again shortly, everyone. Hopefully get those videos, start uploading those again. I know the real-life videos have been a little bit missing here, MIA as of late. But, yeah, we'll start uploading those again here, hopefully shortly. Just, again, dealing with a brand new baby in the house, Evan. Getting past that here. Kind of getting our lives back to hopefully somewhat of a normal routine here. As much as you can, at least with a baby in the house, right? And don't everyone will have to make sure we raise right. Make sure we raise her as a good farming simulator player, right? Oh, still yielding 206.7 bushel an acre, huh? Yep, no variability across the field. That being said, I think if I remember correctly, even if we're running precision farming, which obviously with precision farming, when we have variability across the field, I don't think that number even changed then, if I remember correctly. I'd like to say that number still stayed the same, didn't it? I could be wrong, and don't quote me on it, but I'd like to say that number stays the same even with precision farming. Which I'm definitely hoping Giants has made some more improvements to that here for Farming Simulator 25. I don't know if they've said, is that releasing with 25? Because I know back, for those who remember, Farming Simulator 22, when we first started, there was no precision farming. Giants didn't release that one for, it was a few months, 6 months. I don't remember what it was again, but it took Giants a while before they finally released the precision farming for Farming Simulator 22. And I don't know about you folks, that is a mod I do kind of like playing with. All the variability in fertilizer and weed control and lime and all that good stuff. You got your yield maps, that type of thing. Now, of course, mind you, no GPS here in Farming Simulator 22 for that, but that's kind of changed here in Farming Simulator 25. Everyone, Giants finally has a form of GPS in the game. My verdict is still out as to whether or not we'll actually need like a GPS mod yet or not. Everyone will have to see once here. Oh, I missed a couple stalks. Oh, well. Our field quality manager will be very disappointed in me. For those of you who don't know, we do employ a field quality manager here on this channel. Takes his job very, very seriously, he does. I will occasionally get the random text message, pointing out, hey, you missed stalk or something here or there. Like I said, his heart probably just skipped a beat here a couple minutes ago when I missed those 2 pieces there. He's probably wondering, why did my heart skip a beat? Bet you it's because he has missing stuff on his field again. Yep, guilty as charged. And not only do we have a field quality manager, but we also have a channel historian as well. That way we make sure we never forget anything that happened on here. Unless, of course, the channel historian forgets it, then, well, we're kind of, oh, well. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, I think our gravity wagons here are going to be full as well. Oh, a little bit too close, I guess. Gotta remember, got the power auger on this model here. Really shoots it out of there. Okay, well, anyway, I've been looking at time here. Looks like it is time to wrap it up here for Farming Simulator 22, if I'm not mistaken, which, of course, wrap it up for this episode, this series as well. So on that note, again, thanks for watching. It's been a good run here in Farming Simulator 22. Hopefully I've got my date right, Evan. If not, I'm off by one day, Evan. Tomorrow I'll still be 22 yet, but yes. Hopefully this will be the last one, or like I said, there might be one more if I'm off by one day. So again, Evan, thanks for watching. Hope you folks have enjoyed the Farming Simulator 22 videos, and here's to, again, hopefully I got my numbers right, here's to Farming Simulator 25. So again, Evan, thanks for watching. Till next time.